time I've done like a vertical live thing on YouTube. I wanted to share like some stuff from my sketchbook. I sure trying to figure out how to flip the camera around, but I could not figure it out. So it's to be flipped. There's some stuff. Sketchbook stuff. Yeah. But yeah, so today it's 2025 and I just wanted to talk about remembering to take care of your inner child. And especially like if you're an artist. For some background, I studied art in college and I've done a little bit of art and stuff, done some animation, comics, made little characters and stuff. Like I have this little thing that I made just on the outside of a tape roll. Anyway, taking care of like your inner child, and for artists, like you kind of have this inner art child within you, this like desire to create and to make really cool stuff, to tell really cool stories, and to make a difference in the lives of the people that see your art and the people who, if you're like making videos, people watch your videos, whatever. Some goals that I had with these live streams, and this one's just through my phone, just for like simplification, simple sake. But I had some goals. These are the goals. They're reversed on the camera. But for these live streams, I want to be talking as an artist to like different people and sharing the things that I've learned about art, and creating art with others. I've done some stuff in Blender with like 3D art and animation and stuff, and I'd love to share that with people and help people like just improve their art skills. When I was asking what artists struggle with, it's things like dealing with discouragement and dealing with people not really knowing how to move forward as an artist. Or, oh, hey Anthony, what's up? Thanks for dropping in. Oh, hey, what's up, Big Besky? Thanks for dropping in as well. And like having things that you want to work on as an artist, but not really knowing how to do them. Yo, hey, from the 616 and Kendrick. Yeah, just Anthony said, what's up? Just doing this stream, and it's just an experiment, kind of. I'm an artist and just sharing. Hey, what's up? Oh, thank you. Thank you for the sub. Yeah, if you have any questions for me, I'm an artist. I studied art in college and stuff, and I make comics and animations. And am I from the UK? No, I'm not. Though I can speak in a British accent and pretend like I'm from the UK, but I am not. I'm not from the UK. Yeah. Let us see some. Yeah, this is my sketchbook here. Hey, Rageco Radio. What's up, Nike? Thanks for dropping in. So, it's flipped. I don't know how to unflip it. But these are some of the characters that I've made. All their names are flipped. All text is flipped. I'm super inspired by like Studio Ghibli and Disney and animation and stuff like that. These are some other sketches that I've done. They're all flipped, so I guess I can flip the camera around. Thanks. Yeah. So this is the way they're supposed to be. This sketchbook is about almost full. I think there's just some pages that... I hate this shadow. I don't know what it's coming from. Is it this? Nope. For just like... There we go. This is Kiki from Kiki's Delivery Service. Oh, from the 616, you draw and carve wood. That's sweet. I've really wanted to get into wood carving and stuff. Yeah, so these are some of the sketches I've done. Most of my stuff is just in pen. This was when I went to the beach. There was this giant like Neptune statue. Oh, thank you so much, Big Besky. I like Razer products. What? Was there some? Oh, yeah. I got you. Yeah, Razer is a cool brand. I've done some of these little thumbnail sketches. Oh, thank you so much, Lyric. Down said, keep doing your thing, bro. Just about to go to sleep. I saw you were live. Yeah, I got inspired watching your live stream, and I was like, hey, let's just do it. Do I draw shoes? Sometimes. There was that shoe, if you saw it. There's that shoe. I want to draw some more shoes, probably. This was when I was trying like front, back, and side views. A little comic that I made. These are characters from a story I'm working on. Am I going to live stream tomorrow? Maybe. Yeah. I'm glad you guys like the sketchbook. Dallin said, Joy definitely has a very real ripple effect. It can be so nice to put yourself out there. Ourselves out there, yeah. Yeah, this character Toad is based on my brother. This one's based on my cousin. We all had a gaming YouTube channel together, and yeah, it was pretty fun, pretty good times. What is this? I don't know. Oh, thanks, Big Besky. Yeah, so those are some of the sketches. Whoa. I'm also a fan of like Japanese culture. If you see this is by Hokusai, The Great Wave of Kanagawa. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's I like doing art, and I feel like it's come in like waves, and I think that isn't how it is with a lot of people with art. It's going really well for a little bit, and then you stop, and then you gotta kind of get back up and get back at it. I've actually just been getting back into writing, and that's been really cool because I want to write a novel about 50,000 words, and I'm about 7,000 words in. So if you want to check it out, it's in the newsletter. I've been sharing little bits and pieces of it. But yeah, I just wanted, like, if you imagine, like, as an artist, you have Yeah, I am Christian. Am I singing tonight? Well, my guitar is broken. I can like go grab it and prove it to you that it's broken. It got warped. If you see, I can stick my hand through here. So like it's super out of tune now. If you can accompany me, Nike, I can sing. Yeah, like do you, that is super out of tune. I don't know what happened to it. I can do stuff on the top string, I guess, kind of. Oh, you're crashing for the night? Thanks from the 616. Thanks for stopping by. Have a good night. Have a good sleep. Yeah. This guitar has seen better days. Down below to the bottom of the zumbo. Yeah, I'm just staying with my family right now. Yeah, I'm trying to get into songwriting, but anyways, the main part was like talking about this inner child. It's kind of like if you've seen Inside Out and you have all these different emotions inside of you. One of those parts of you is just like this little child. Enjoys playing with Legos, enjoys creating things, running around, rolling down hills, going down slides, cannonballing into a pool. And you got to take care of that inner child. And like for me, I realized that need to make art and like creation and making things, make that fun and make that enjoyable, that I'm having a good time doing it. Because when I was studying art, it was really cool because I got to learn all different things about like working with different mediums. Oh, thanks, Big Besky. I appreciate it. Yeah, Don said art definitely can make space for celebration and joy for the inner child. Yep, definitely. But yeah, studying art in college, for those who have done it before, it can be stressful too, because you go from this place where you might be like super skilled as an artist, and then you go in a place where everyone's super skilled as an artist, and there's a lot of like, there can be a lot of comparison and just not like feeling like you're good enough or like your skills aren't as good as they could be, and getting projects done on time and that type of thing. So after that, I needed to go and take a break and have fun again with art. And last month I did a pixel art challenge where I did 30 days drawing something in pixel art. And that was a ton of fun. Sometimes it was a little bit stressful, but it was really cool to try out different things. I went to BYU, Idaho, and studied illustration, a little bit of animation, and a little bit of music. Yeah. Yeah, but you got to take care of that inner child. It's like imagining if that inner child inside of you was this little child that you're taking care of, and the child's crying, and you're like, man, what does this child need? You think about, am I eating? Do I need to like go for a walk? Do I need water? Do I need milk? What do I need? Attention, and make sure that like you're taking care of yourself. And there's been this talk in this generation where it's kind of like epidemic of loneliness and people feeling like they're alone. So the people that are around you, connecting with those people and developing real relationships with those people is very important. Hey Nike. Oh, he said cool hat, bro. Thanks, man. This is one of my favorite beanies. I had it ever since like I was a little kid. There was one time that it snowed and I went outside and wore my beanie and had like a scarf and stuff and did like a photo shoot of sorts just out in the snow. And that was a ton of fun. Dallin said water is so underrated for helping regulate mood and energy. Yeah, no. Water is so important. Water like keeps your body running, like your whole body basically is like, I think it's like 80% water or something. You're made of water. And it's important that you're replenishing that water as you're losing it throughout the day, that you're replenishing that water and taking care of yourself. And sleep is really important too. So I need to go to sleep soon-ish, but yeah. The other thing that I do to keep close to my inner child is I have little things like this, like little plushies. This is a little Link plushie. And then I have, I'm in my 20s. I got a Luigi plushie though. Got him nearby. Also got a Baymax and doodling and like a sketchbook can be really nice, especially if you're usually spending a lot of time just on your phone, on the computer, whatever. Doing something physical like doodling in an actual sketchbook can, oh no, keep losing papers, can help you a lot. Yeah, Don said, yep, bro, gotta keep flowing. Yep, gotta keep flowing, that's for sure. And yeah, I wish I could read some of the stories that I've written, but they're only accessible on my phone. So it's like, I don't know. Nike said, I had a dream about surviving bear apocalypse and won, just woke. Nice, nice. I'm glad you won the bear apocalypse, Rageco Radio. That's good. I guess I could pull it up on my computer real quick. I also have this giant s'mores and this like blanket hoodie thing. Just stay close to your inner child, you know? And I grew up on Pokemon, so I have like this little Pokemon. He just sits over here on my computer. Yeah. Yeah, so I was just gonna read some from the story, Tanuki Hero. Okay. So Tanuki Hero is like those characters that I was showing, and it's a story about a group of friends that go up against demons and shadows of another realm and kind of like boss battles. And it's inspired by my love of Nintendo and Legend of Zelda, video games, that type of thing. So, yeah. Let's see. Where should we place this? That sounds good. Okay, chapter 1, The Return. The moonlight penetrated brightly into a lonely train station, casting long shadows across the cold, hard ground. A bright young figure sat in the silently in the moment, holding to a cold backpack in his arms. He closed his eyes as his messy strawberry hair blew across his face with a gentle breeze. The young boy was Toad. He sat accompanied by a large backpack with a plushie sitting on top. a suitcase covered in stickers upright on the ground, and his coat draped over the bench. He breathed in deeply as light flooded the scene and the train pulled into station. Toad now sat on the warm train, though not warm in a comforting way, more in a sickly, moist warmth kind of way. He was on his way to visit his longtime friends that he hadn't seen in quite a while. He looked out the window longingly for the times of the past. Dallin said, I'm going to get ready for bed, but my phone is charging and will be on the live stream until I head to sleep. You do a good job at putting people at ease by the things you create. Thanks, Dallin. I appreciate that. This is a bedtime story for all of you guys. Where was I? His brother would be there too, Ice. It's been a long while since he last saw him. How long had it been? Toad wondered. He couldn't remember. As the train pulled into the city, the scenery abruptly changed from desolate valleys to bright lights, neon signs, and steam shooting up from various places around him. Toad's eyes became heavy as he drifted away momentarily into a daydream. He was surrounded by his friends again, but all of them much younger, his head up against something. He was younger too. He reached behind and felt the familiar couch cushion supporting him. He was sitting on the floor, up against the futon, signature in long night couch gaming sessions. The games had just finished. One of his friends stood tall on top of the futon, his dark curly hair covering his eyes. Mephiles. He reached to a plate of desserts below as he looked Toad in the eyes and shouted, as if in a battle cry, Chaos, Swiss roll! Meph launched an oversized cinnamon roll into Toad's face. Toad was sent abruptly back to his surroundings on the dismal train. He raised up his hand as a snack cart passed by and spoke up. One cinnamon roll, please. The biggest you've got. The early morning shone in through the window. People ran frantically around the loft, tidying things up as they went. Come on, everyone. We gotta get everything ready, Ice shouted. He held to the banister in one hand and to a Guitar Hero guitar in the other, looking for a place to put it as he shouted up the stairs to the highest level. Ice had slightly styled hair with a large scarf around his neck, due to him being seemingly always cold. Fox was behind him fluffing pillows, his dreads held up by a headband ornamented with kanji. Ice thought out loud, Toad is coming back today. Everything has to be perfect. The door swung open as Meph returned from the market with large bags of food swung over his shoulder. His hair was much longer now, with it partly up in a wolf tail, his other hand down beside him, bandaged up. Hey everyone, I'm back with the spoils of war, Mephiles announced in a war cry to all in earshot. Tacos appeared on the scene, joining Mephiles, unloading the groceries onto the island. Tacos had long white hair, accompanied by his cozy poncho hoodie. He set down his guitar to assist in the process. He reached into the bag and pulled out 2 takeout boxes of Chinese food. The smell wafted up the stairs. This was much more effective in getting everyone to come to attention. 2 more of the friends came down the stairs. One was Minnie, with light blonde hair under his favorite beanie. He was holding 2 Joy-Cons in his hands. Apparently, he had just been playing Super Smash on the Switch upstairs. The other was Toast. He had long platinum blonde hair with dark roots on top. Toast had a bag of cheese puffs in one hand, chopsticks in the other. He wore a Virtual Boy VR headset over his face and a D&D dice keychain that hung from his waist. Hearing the announcement of food, Cheese and Grape poked their heads up from the couch boat. Cheese had long curly hair with headphones. Grape also had long hair parted in the middle as he sipped quietly from a juice pouch. Toast pulled the Virtual Boy from his face to see things better. He looked around. Wait, where's Bacon? Don't worry, man. We got tons of bacon, eggs, whatever you want, Meph retorted. Toast had a confused look on his face. No, my brother Bacon, Toast responded. Toast had finished unloading the food. Tacos had finished unloading the food and returned to the couch to play with the guitar in hand. Meph now understood. Oh, no worries. He's meeting Toad at the station. Ice looked a bit impatient as he placed the guitar in the corner. That's all well and good. Now everyone get down here and help me get everything ready. Everyone came downstairs droning in unison with feigned excitement. Okay, here we go. At the station, awaiting the arrival of Toad's train, stood a dark figure looking off into the distance, Bacon. He had short hair, dark, faded on the sides, wore a thick leather coat and a black shirt. He was on his Game Boy Advance, waiting for the return of his friend. In time, the train pulled into the station, and Toad made his way through crowds of people, out of the train doors onto the platform. Immediately, Bacon saw his friend and swiftly threw the Game Boy in his pocket. Toad looked around hopefully. At first, nothing, just the bustling of a busy train station. Then, out of nowhere, the warm embrace of a friend. It's good to see you, man. It's been a while, Bacon chuckled. Toad embraced him as tears welled up in his eyes. Yep, it's good to be back. And that is chapter 1 of Tanuki Hero. Just wanted to share that on here, a little bedtime story. It's kind of late. But I wanted to talk about with getting projects done. If you're feeling discouraged, like you're working on something that's just not really going the way that you want it to. Things that have helped me are like taking a break, like going and watching like a Studio Ghibli movie or going for a walk, clearing my mind. The other thing that has helped me a lot is talking to other people about it and getting feedback from other people, seeing what they think of how this art piece is looking. Because sometimes after working on something for a really long time, it starts to look the same, or you're like, I don't even know what is art anymore. And it's really good to get someone else's opinion on something. It's the same thing with like music. Sometimes after working on something for a really long time, you become kind of like blind to what sounds good and what doesn't. And you got to take a break. Remember take those breaks. And yeah, that's just really important. I have so I work in a shipping job. And Dallin says, it's way impressive that you were able to make a story out of our YouTube personas. Wouldn't have imagined such a thing was possible when we got started. There are no limits. Thanks, bro. Yeah, it was really cool working on those characters. And our friend who Mephiles is based on, this is like a little sketch of Mephiles. He drew some of the original characters, and that really inspired me a lot to get into art and to start writing these stories. And yeah. I work in a shipping place, and the shipping labels, they have like the piece of paper that comes off of. So I've just been like, whenever I get a chance, I like write some things down. So like with writing, do it in real time. So like sharing it with other people. These were some things that I often told myself, like, I don't need thumbnailing stage. It takes too much time. Thumbnailing stage is like when you draw something really small before going on to draw it in a larger form. It's kind of like a rough draft. And it's really important to have that rough draft because it helps you get an idea of where you want to go and the things that you really want to accomplish. The other thing that I often told myself is I don't need breaks. Like I would just sit there and work on something for a really long time. And I realized that breaks allow for creativity to breathe. Like when you're creating something, that's like breathing out. And then when you're being inspired, taking breaks, that's like breathing in. The other thing was I can't make money from my art, and I can make money from my art. I have before, because I sold a hoodie, the Peace, Love, and Ramen hoodie, and then made a Blender animation once for a Twitch streamer. And it's been cool just to make things. From that story, I made this Chaos Swiss Roll Pillow. And that says Uptown Exco Storytellers, and that has some Japanese on it. I've been learning Japanese, and it's been cool. Still need to figure out how to speak it. Yeah, these are just some random notes. I was trying to see if there's anything in here that's like super cool. Oh yeah, these were there's a podcast called Creative Pep Talk by Andy J. Pizza, and these were some of the creative heroes and creative villains. Creative heroes are things that have like inspired you. Creative villains are things that also inspired you, but maybe aren't like they stand out, like they're different in a way. So like Fantastic Beast is something that a lot of people didn't enjoy, but I ended up enjoying a little bit. Yep. Dallin, that is so true. Taking breaks allows for creativity to breathe. It allows for you to breathe. It allows for you to get a break, meditation, a time away from creating. Like for writers, for artists, for musicians, it's important that you're taking breaks, and those breaks will help you to create better. It allows you to breathe. Yeah, so this was just a bit of an experiment to live stream and to talk about like some art stuff, and to show some of my art on stream. And so thanks for everyone who stopped by and said hi. It was weird at the beginning. We just had like tons of people jump in. That was crazy. Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to talk about. I guess I could share a little scripture real quick. Taking a page from my brother's playbook. This was one that I just was open to. This is in 3rd Nephi chapter 15, verse 17. Other sheep I have which are not of this fold, them also I must bring. They shall hear my voice, and there shall be one fold and one shepherd. And this scripture is kind of talking about this idea of like a shepherd who has a flock of sheep, and the sheep know him and stuff. And he's like, there's other sheep that I have that are not of this fold. There's people out there that maybe you don't know, maybe people that you'll never meet in your lifetime. But I still love them so much. And I love them just as much as I love you. And like God loves all of his children. And that was one thing that like hit me really hard and rang true, is like, there are some people in this world that I'm never going to meet. But they are my brothers and my sisters. They are children of God. And they have just as much a place in their heart as any of us do, as I do, as you do. There are other like folds upon folds of sheep and children of God that have so much to offer this world. And I think it's a really cool thing to see that, and to see that it's a truth. I guess I wanted to share a little bit of, so this is my newsletter over the Ramen Bowl, and I'm working on writing 50,000 words. And this is a little like snapshot of when I was writing. But yeah, I just wanted to read some of this. It's a fantasy story. Aspen walked through the woods. On the way home from her classes, she pulled up her yellow hood as the dew from the tree branches fell down and the fog rolled in along the forest floor. She walked down a path through the trees as dewdrops continued to fall like a silent rainstorm in the woods. Aspen breathed in the trees, the dew, and the life that resided in those woods. Plants made Aspen happy, and at times she felt she understood their language better than her own. The fog hugged at her ankles in a cold, comforting embrace. As she reached the edge of the woods, she looked back for a moment and bid the woods goodbye as she stepped down into the streets that led to her home in Columbia Heights. Aspen ambled up to a little red brick house, one that was partnered with an aging maple tree beside. She stepped into the little red brick house and adventured upstairs to the loft, where a roof garden rested in anticipation of her return. Aspen crossed over the threshold of the small greenhouse and cared for the plants within, as she drank in the sunlight shining in and sat in the beautiful moment. A whistle pulled her out of her revelry. "Huh?" Aspen said as she followed the sound downstairs. "Oh," she said, relieved and delighted as she saw a teapot whistling away on the stovetop. Parker must have set a pot to boil but left for the station in a rush. Aspen smiled as she turned off the heat and poured a dark amber liquid into a cup. Hot apple cider. Aspen drank the hot cider gratefully. The sun began to sink down below the horizon. Aspen sat in the kitchen drinking up the dark apple nectar, gazing out as rain fell around the little red brick house. After the sun had fallen out of view, Aspen hopped up and opened up the fridge. Breakfast for dinner had entered her mind. Sadly, eggs were nowhere in view. With a brief thought of discouragement and a desire to just make a cup of ramen, Aspen went for the pantry, but then stopped and pulled back on her jacket and departed out of the door, setting off to the grocery store. Aspen wandered down the rain-drenched walkway that led to the grocery store, breathing in the rain once again. She reached the grocery store and stepped inside. She grabbed a small basket and began to find the eggs. She began to fill the basket with other breakfast items: avocados, raspberry jam, raspberries, milk, and a loaf of bread for making French toast. Aspen smiled at the almost breakfast she held in her arms and sauntered back home as the rain came to a standstill. Arriving back home with ingredients in hand, Aspen began to make breakfast. She cracked the eggs into a bowl and made an egg mixture with cream and cinnamon and vanilla. She then dipped the slices of bread into the egg mix one side, then the other, and placed them onto a pan. She cooked up some eggs into a frittata and topped them with the avocado. The raspberry jam and raspberries were set down beside the hot golden French toast, along with a powdered sugar shaker and a jug of maple syrup. Aspen glanced up at the clock and hoped she had time to write. The door opened, and Parker entered in from a long day at the radio station. The embrace of breakfast met her as Aspen smiled at her arrival. There's a nice cozy story about breakfast and walking in the woods. It's really cool to work on writing this and write from the different characters' points of view, and to see like the parts of my life that come into it. And I kind of want it to be a story about like almost like leaving home and finding your own way in a lot of ways. But yeah, it's midnight now here, so I'm gonna head on to bed. But thank you for everyone who stopped by, and it was great to have you along here on this little experiment, this little journey. Thanks so much. I will see you guys all later, maybe tomorrow. We'll see. See you guys later. Peace. Wait, how do I end the stream? Is that it?